Okay, so we are conducting one workshop, and we are performing all the activity, whatever activity we completed at the time of a training. Okay, first we'll go with this 14th workshop. First thing, that create a template project. Okay, that is first activity while performing this BMID. Then explore the user interface. Okay, that also we completed at the time of a training. Okay, then we have a create a new item type. Okay, so we can create a custom item types. Okay, in a BMID, then create a custom properties. Okay, we have a different properties: persistent property, runtime property, compound property. Then runtime property is there. We have a table property, name value property is there. Okay, so what are the property it is available in this workshop that we are going to finish it up. Then we have a display custom property in the client user interface. Okay, that is the part of a style sheet custom style sheet interface. Okay, then in sixth workshop we have a create list of LOVs. Okay, LOV. Okay, then add a naming rule. Okay, naming rule for a particular custom business object. Okay, then form is also one type of a business object. How to create a form. Okay, add relationship rules. Okay, we have a different relationship rules. grm relations rule grm relationship rule is there. Okay, that we are going to conduct here. Then a deep copy rule is there. Okay, then business object display rule is there. Okay, that we are going to finish it up. Then predefined extension rule. Okay, here they explain, but we'll see, if possible we'll complete it. Okay, then add compound property and save your data model changes and deploy it. Okay, so this save your data model changes. Okay, this workshop I'll conduct after two after this one also. Okay, 2-3 times we'll save and deploy it. Okay, today. So for that deployment we'll take a break and finish it up. Okay, so basically if you see in this workshop document. Okay, so what are the BMID workshop? Okay, that is activity we are performing it here. Okay, so prerequisites for the BMID workshop. So what is the prerequisites for the BMID workshop? That you require a BMID tool. Okay, so these are the three prerequisites. BMID tool is there. Then test the Teamcenter server to which you can deploy the custom data model. Okay, it means you must have a Teamcenter environment to deploy your data model. Okay, is it audible, you guys? Clear and proper?
Yes.
Yes, sir. Audible. Yeah.
Reach client to connect the test server. Okay, reach client is required to test whatever the activity we've deployed and to test it on a reach client only. So this is the three prerequisites, and then we'll start with the workshop points. Okay, so first we'll check with the prerequisites. Okay, so this is my whole environment machine ready with the all the things. Okay, so Teamcenter is here, but BMID icon is not available in desktop. Okay, so 1 second, I'll pause. Okay, so as per the prerequisites we required a BMID. Okay, BMID tool, everything is installed in this machine. Okay, this machine is ready with the environment. We have a Teamcenter. Okay, let me first test with these things. Okay, whether it is working or not. So before going to this, I'll add BMID shortcut on my desktop because it requires. Okay, send to desktop. Okay, so desktop shortcut is gets created. We have not used anything here. So I'll first log in with the Teamcenter. Let me see whether it is working or not. Okay, I'll log in with this input DB user only. Okay, I think this Teamcenter environment is ready. Okay, we have a Teamcenter environment. Now we'll check with the BMID. Okay, I'm going to close this one. We not require these things because it's a not dependent. We not require this Teamcenter. BMID is independently work. Okay, it's an independent tool. I'm going to close this one. We are going to test it only. Now we'll check BMID. Okay, fine. Double click on this BMID icon. It will open. BMID, it's independent tool only, guys. Okay, you can install anywhere on any machine. Okay, you need to generate a package only to deploy on a Teamcenter environment, but we have this environment where we install all these things, including our reach client, including our server, including our database. Okay, everything we installed on the same machine. So is it possible to deploy both the deployments? Okay, we have a two types of deployments. Okay, one hot deployment and second one is the cold deployment. Okay, so hot deployment is also possible if you have a Teamcenter server is on the same machine and data model installation is on the same machine. So is it possible to deploy a hot deployment also, because we are connecting a BMID directly to the Teamcenter server. Okay, now when you are launching any IDE, okay, so this is also one type of IDE, integrated development environment. It will first ask you for a workspace. So workspace is nothing but the whatever the activity you performed, okay, that we are going to save it on this workspace only. Okay, so every time when you are going to any IDE tool, okay, it's not for a BMID, any IDE tool, you need to set a workspace to store your configure data, correct? So here when you are going to open this BMID first time, then it will ask you for a workspace. Okay, so you can use this default workspace or you can give a new path for this workspace also. Okay, I'm going to set this as a default only. Okay, so see, program file Siemens, we have a BMID folder is there. I think this workspace folder will not be there right now. Let us see at this path, is it there or not. In C drive, program files, Siemens, we have a Teamcenter BMID. Okay, earlier it is there actually. I think it was I was open this, but you can delete. I'm going to delete it, guys. Okay, not required. Let me check whether any project is generated or not. Okay, at the time of testing last time, I think I opened this here, but not required. I'm going to delete it. Fine. Okay, I think BMID is open, that's why it's not going to delete it. Okay, so it will create a new workspace folder. If I click on OK, then it will create it. Okay, you can see it here directly. It will create some files, it will get created in that workspace folder. Okay, that is the dependent file for your new projects. Okay, new projects and all that. Okay, so let me open this BMID. So this is the basic thing you need to do, workspace. So what are the packages you are generating after configuring this BMID, okay, that will get stored in the that workspace folder only. Okay, with the exact path. Okay, what are the path is there. Okay, now this is the fresh, nothing is there right now. Okay, if you see, nothing is there. We yet not created any projects, okay, we yet not configured anything, okay. So directly it will open with the help, guys. It will open with the help, okay. So every tool the help is there, okay. Not for a BMID. If you see any Visual Studio or any other IDE tools, okay, if you have any clips platform, then help is there, okay. You can use this help option and read all these things. So whatever the software compatibility is there, okay, what are the features available for this software, that will be there in this help only, okay. So contents also they provided, okay. You can explore content wise, okay. So this is the things you can configure by using this BMID, okay. But basically we are going to configure this BMID as per the workshop only, okay. We not required help right now, so I'm going to close it, okay. This one is also assistant is also not required, okay. But if you are new for this BMID, then you can explore these things at least once, okay. So everything is there, update of a batch LOV, okay, editing the live data, deploy, addition, definition, all these things is there, okay. Explore once, okay. Don't trust anyone, explore from your end, okay. And make a note for this one, so that is enough beneficial for you. Because uh, suppose someone telling you the wrong things, then don't trust on these things, actually you can correct it from read these things and try once, okay. This is very important, actually help and BMID assistance, okay. I'm going to close it, okay. So basically you have a standard view and advanced view, okay. So if you see standard and advanced, after creation of a project only you'll get a good idea of the standard view and advanced view, okay. So before currently we don't have any project, you can move this to the standard views and advanced view, okay. I'm going to explain you each and everything, every point after creation of a project only, okay. So you can basically we are working with the advanced view only, okay. So I'm clicking on this advanced. Now we'll actual start this workshop activity, okay. So now first thing we are going to start with the created template project, okay. So any activity when you are performing in a BMID, you require one project, okay. In that project you are creating a item types, properties, LOVs, rules and all that, okay. So before going to create all these things, you require a one template project, okay. How to create a BMID template project, they given it here, okay. BMID file new project, okay. File new project is there. In BMIDE we have a new business modular IDE project template is there, okay. This option you need to select. After that you'll pop up this window, okay. So in this window you must need to fill all the mandatory properties, okay. Let us try in our machine first, okay. So here we have a file new project is there, correct. So in here you will have a different uh, projects you can create, okay. If you want to create a Java project, you can create it from here. Java double E JavaScripts is there, okay. Then C++ project also you can create it here, but we are basically focusing on the BMID, okay. So I'm selecting this BMID. Here you have a BMID template project is there. I'm selecting this one, next, correct, okay. So you'll get a one pop-up window for this one, correct. So here you need to fill a uh, data for this particular project, okay. So prefix, template name, template display name and template description, okay. So prefix is very important, okay. So prefix, when you are adding a prefix, okay, the entry prefix must be have a length between 2 and 4 character, okay. It's accepting only 2 and 4 characters, okay. So characters they required, okay. So basically in workshop we have this one, okay. Same things we are configuring here. We have a prefix a5 underscore, okay. A5 underscore template name we are giving a5 workshop, and template display name we are providing a workshop, okay. then description and all that. As per your description you can fill it here. Okay, so we'll try it here directly. So we have a prefix a5 is there. I'm copying it from here, Control C, try to paste it here. Fine. Okay, so there is no error right now for a prefix. Okay, so you can use the same things. Template name you can put it as the a5 workshop. Okay, okay, so template display name we'll keep it as a workshop only. Description you put it anything you want. Created for BMID workshop. Okay, now there is no any error right now. Finish, we'll highlight it here, and as per the document everything is set, correct. So there is any dependent template directory is there, then it will be available here only. Okay, dependent template, but currently we don't have any dependent templates and all that. Okay, so you can see here dependent template in the sense that if you have any other features, okay, for example if you have any CAD integration tool is there. Okay, so there also there is a one package, dependent template package is there. If you have any other tool you are integrated with the Teamcenter, then their business object package, their configuration package also they given with the installables. Okay, that you need to deploy it at the same time. Feature you need to enable it here. Okay, so that template must be an exact location, then only it gets deployed with this existing projects. Okay, so existing projects also having a some dependency. Okay, so basically what happened, so I'll come up with again brief activity because it's very important. BMIDE Teamcenter is basically work with the foundation project. Okay, there is one foundation project we are deploying at the time of installation. After that, we are extending that foundation template by creating a new project. Okay, new template. Okay, so here, if you see dependent template directory, I'm going to browse it. Okay, not required. Sorry. Template. Okay, so at this location, if you see it here, templates. Okay, here you will get a dependent templates. Okay, so here the template is available. Foundation dependent template is a foundation template is there. Okay, so basically same thing is there. We have a classification template is there. See, that is the dependent template only. Foundation it is having a big size. If you see it's a 20 more than 27 MB. Okay, so total Teamcenter environment is configured by using this Teamcenter foundation underscore template. Okay, this is a dependent template. Okay, if I delete this template from here, dependent template, then at the time of deployment you will get the error. Okay, so this is the things. Okay, when you are adding one extra feature, okay, in Teamcenter, then again the template is gets created in the same location only, guys. So this is the thing. Okay, today I'm going to explain you in brief only. Okay, we are considering that we are working with one customer, okay, with this environment, and we are configuring and we are deploying the package first time. Okay, as per their first requirement. Okay, so this is the path where at the time of installation, workspace installation and all that, it gets created BMID installation here. Okay, so I'm going to close it. So here all the dependent template directory you must need to record. Okay, red star indicates all these are the mandatory properties. Okay, so use this default location for a workspace. Okay, so basically if you see a5 workshop, okay, at this location, let us see whether this is available or not. BMID workspace. Okay, so currently there is no any project and all that. Okay, BMID, yeah, BMID 11. Okay, workshop. Now if I'm going to click on next, okay, so it's asking for the dependent templates. Okay, if you required, then you can pull up this dependent. Okay, so classification interface. Okay, I'll pull up all these things, not an issue. Okay, because the templates is already there, that's why it is available here only. Okay, if you see in back in this template project template folder, okay, this templates is there, that's why it is visible here only. Okay, I'm going to select next. Okay, language is also we required, some language we required. Okay, so if you see all other languages there. Okay, most of the time we are going with the English only in India, but other customer they are not using English, guys. Okay, so they are using as per their language only. Okay, but I'm selecting here English only. Next. Okay, so namespace and all that. Okay, code generation information, it's a part of a customization. We're skipping at this thing. Okay, next step, compiler, it's asking for a compiler home, it's asking for a team center installation directory. Okay, if you have any compiler, okay, so compiler in the sense, if you have any IDE, backend IDE is there, for example Visual Studio is there, okay, Eclipse is there, okay, then you can use this as a compiler home for this one. Okay, so you can build the code in BMID. Okay, you can compile it by using that particular software. Okay, currently we don't have any compiler, so I'm going to skip it and we are not focusing on the customization activity right now. Okay, now I'm going to select next. It's asking for, it's related to the client building information. Okay, it's related to customization only. Okay, but you need to know what activity we can, is it possible by using this BMID also. Okay, so it automatically check up all these things, CC++. Okay, okay, I'm going to finish it up. Okay, so now let's see the project. It's starting to create a project. Once it's starting to create a project, okay, you can see it here, the workshop folder is gets created, correct. It's still in progress only, actually we'll wait for some time, it's loading. Okay, and for a team center environment, okay, when you are working with a live, okay, don't make any mistake at the time of project creation. Okay, because when you made any mistake, okay, then it be difficult later on after configuring this PMID and all that. Okay, again you need to create a same activity. Okay, so this video will help you out when you are deploying with any client location and all that. Okay, to do this activity, because PMID it's a standalone tool for deployment, yet not we go with the cloud activity. Okay, so for a BMID configuration all that, you must need to use a standalone system for configuration of this BMID data model and all that. Okay, we yet not explore extended this to the cloud activity, because currently reach client no more the people are using. Actually most of the client, reach client, they are not using, they are moving ahead with the active workspace with the cloud technology. Okay, but for configuration things you must need to use a standalone machines only, correct. Now it gets created here. Okay, so I'm not going to explain each and every point now. Okay, because it will take a lot of time. Okay, so let's see here. project is gets created. Okay, in output directory vnex64 packaging, there is no package. After configuration and generate and create package, only that time packages gets created. I'm not going to explain you the views of this standard and advanced view. Okay, standard, it means it's for understanding purpose only. Okay, standard view. And because in standard view, if you see here project files, okay, whatever the projects files is there, these all the files it is available here in this location. Same structure is gets created here. Let's see. Correct. Workshop, extension icon, install output, and all these things is there. Same thing is there. Okay, this is all the standard means it's for a overview. Advanced means if you want to explore more related to the class, related to the extensions, related to the outline console and all that, you must need to use the advanced only. Correct. Now come up with the this file workshop. Okay, this is actually 71 page file. Okay, let's see. We'll try to complete it, but we'll complete it today only, not an issue. Okay, till it gets completed, explore the user interface. Now first workshop is gets completed. It's for a creation of project only. Correct, guys? If you have any doubt, you can ask me now. Okay, I'm going to pause this. If you have any doubt, pause this recording. Clear? Okay, so workshop 2, explore the user interface. Okay, so explore the user interface, it means you have a two views. First one is the standard perspective and another one is the advanced perspective. Okay, in standard perspective, if you see, they also given a same thing here. Okay, you will have a information about project files, where it gets located and all that. Okay, what file dependency is there. Okay, extension file, you will get a default file, default.xml, master.xml, and model.xml thing is there. Okay, console things is there. Okay, now this is the to see the project properties, right click on a workshop project. Okay, and choose the properties. This is important. Project properties, here we'll get the things. Okay, what we required and all that. Okay, if you suppose for example, if you deploy on any particular client location and they already created all these things, guys, the MID projects is exist there. Okay, everything is there. Okay, how do you know where it gets located, how they installed? Okay, what is the dependent templates is there in that project? Okay, so for that you must need to know how to see the properties. So if you see, if you right click on this one and properties is there. Okay, 1 second, I think you can see properties from here also. Project property is their option, I think. 1 second, where it is. Yes, in standard view you'll have properties. Now you'll get it here. Okay, all these things. Okay, location, where it get installed. See, at this location it gets installed. If already that project is get created, everything is set up is there. Okay, so how to find out where it is installed and all that, it's a bit difficult sometimes if you don't know how to find out. So that's why resource and all that is there. Okay, so in Teamcenter, if you see on this BMID tool, then you'll get a GUID is there. Okay, this is the graphical user interface ID. It will reflect this in a configuration.xml file. Okay, so what exactly the configuration you provided at the time of BMID creation? Prefix, it's a5 underscore. Template name, display name, it's a workshop. Template name is the a5 workshop. Okay, so we did this. Okay, but you need to know all these things later on, because most of the time you will not get an opportunity to create the projects. Okay, whatever the existing project, you need to work on that existing projects only. So in BMID, a standard view, right click on this BMID project and properties, you will get this information. Correct. This is also very important. Okay, dependent templates and all that, you will get it here. Okay, fine, I'm going to close this. So this one they explore in this workshop second. Okay, anything important again they explore, we'll see. All these things is there. Basically what they created here, they don't have any dependent template. We have a classification and we have a translation template is there. Okay, so how to add a profile? Okay, for hot deployment, server profile creation activity is there. Okay, server connection profile, we call it as a server profile creation activity. So where you will get these things? Okay, so you will get these things in Windows preferences, Teamcenter and server connection profile. Okay, if you see here, again I'll skip here in the advanced view. In Windows preferences, here you will have a Teamcenter is there. Okay, and server connection profile is there. Okay, here you need to set this connection to deploy a hot deployment. Okay, already I set at the time of a BMID installation. At the time of installation also you can set these things. Okay, if I need to check, okay, how need to create or if I click on this modify, then you will get it through this port number 1572. We are going to connect a Teamcenter environment. Okay, so for this DC data server we created, and it gets connected with the protocol IIOP. We have a 4 protocol. Okay, so as per the client protocols, client install protocol, we are using these configurations. Okay, now I'm going to cancel it. If it is not available, if it is not there, then how to create it? That is the question. Okay, you can add it and do the same activity here. Okay, but most probably for hot deployment 1571. Okay, 1572, I think. Yeah, 1572 is the port number we are using for hot deployment connection. Correct? It is clear, all of you guys. So basically this is for testing purpose only, guys. Okay, basically for a cold deployment it's no more will be useful. Okay, we are not using these things, but for a testing purpose hot deployment they are using. Okay, I yet not use any hot deployment on any client location, guys. Okay, so don't worry about this hot deployment. Okay, but in your machine if you want the immediate result, then you can use this hot deployment. Okay, most probably the customer is looking for the cold deployment only. Okay, so today also we are prepared for a cold deployment. Correct. So this is what for a workshop second. Okay, related to the explore the user interface, all the given. Okay, now again coming back, this is also important, guys. Okay, help contents. Okay, help contents, here you will get a good idea. Okay, help contents, how to view this help contents and explore. Okay, it's not a 1 2 days activity actually. To explore all these things, you will take a 2 3 months. Okay, to read all these things and understand all these things, but at least once you read all these things, that is my suggestion, at least once. Okay, don't read other things. Actually for BMID related you have only one chapter here. Okay, BMID you'll get all these things. Okay, what are the feasibility of this software they provided? Okay, instead of this you don't need to do any activity on a client level also. If you want to take a master on this BMID, then you'll have a 100% knowledge of all these contents. Okay, related to this BMID. Okay, if it is done from your end, then you are good enough to configure this BMID data model. Okay, guys. So now workshop second, actually it's for exploring the environment. Okay, again I think I don't need to show you how to open this help and all that. Okay, till again I'm going to tell you help, you will have a search is there. Okay, search option is there, then contents it is gets visible. Here you will get the chapter related to the BMID. Correct, configure your BMID data model, this one we required. Okay, once install the BMID, at least all these topics, we go through all these topics. Okay, in single. once. Okay, it's very interesting, guys, actually. Okay, fine. I'm going to close this one. I'm not going to waste more time on this explore activity. Okay, you can explore from your end also. Okay, so before going to do any activity, I created a project, but I had not saved. I'm going to save these things. Okay, fine. Now moving ahead with the third workshop. Okay, create a new item type. Actually, we are going to start with these things. Let's see. So now, yes. Okay, now moving to the third workshop. Till it is clear. Okay, two workshop we completed. Okay, try to explore it. Okay, if we do this simultaneously, then it will take a time. Okay, so I think you guys will agree on this one. Okay, simultaneous activity, it will take a time. So once it gets completed, you can try from your end. Okay, if you are facing any issue, then contact to me. We'll fix your issue. Now create a new item type. So performing this workshop to create a custom item business object to represent the new type of objects. Okay. The business object are the fundamental object used to the data model. Okay. This is the defined definition of this business object. So you can create a business object to represent the products, parts. Okay. Product parts, document, change processes. Okay. Any custom configuration and so on, all these things you can represent by using the business objects. Okay, this is the basic things only. And basically we have a item business object is there. Item is the most common business object under this which a children's are created. So it is used to represent the product parts. Okay, so item is the most common business object under which children's are created. Okay, what are the custom object types we are creating? We are creating under the items. Okay, so how to create these things? Okay, earlier we created a design parts or engineering parts at the time of training, but here as per this document we'll follow up all these things. Okay, so at the end we'll get a same result only. We are going to check these things. Okay, the configuration and all that. Okay, so how to create a new item to represent a part. Okay, so instead of this item I want to create a new custom business object. So they given it here. Okay, BMID, new model element type, wizard and display. Actually, they are not given a briefly. Okay, but what they did it here, they created one object under the item, parent its item only. We'll also get this UI, but name of the item they given a A5 workshop part and specify the display name as a workshop part. Finish it, but they created note also they given you could add a custom property in the dialog box, but instead of you add them a letter on the properties tab, new business object property is there. Okay, so basically in our language I'll explain you. They created on custom business object with the name of workshop part, guys. Okay, so real name of this business object a5 underscore workshop part. A5 underscore, it's a prefix only. Okay, so we'll try to create it under the item only. Okay, so we have this BMID. We have, I'm not going to explain you all these things. BMID related pop object, runtime object. Okay, we directly come up with item. Okay, item is there. Inside that item, I'll right click on this one and new object creation is there. Simple one. Okay, so by default F5 will become here. Okay, so we're using the same thing. I'm copying this actually because to type it will take a time. A5 part. Display name is automatically reflected. No need to modify it. Okay. Display name workshop part is automatically get reflected. Team center component is there. Okay. A5 workshop. Okay. Same UI is here also. Okay. Okay. Team center component. Actually, it's a Team Center 10 version only. Okay. BMIDE 10 only. Inside the BMIDE 10 component was not there. Okay. It's a 11 only. It's a 11 environment. So component they added. By default, it get automatically fill all these things. Okay. 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 So workshop part we are creating. So when I click on this next, okay, this is for item information. If I click it on a next, then you'll get a item revision information. By default, it will come up. Okay. So what are the mandatory properties there? You need to fill it up. Okay. So by default, it gets filled. Then if you click, okay, if you click on this finish, okay, thing is that, okay, you can, is it possible to add a properties at the same times also, guys? Okay, if I click on the back, this also you must need to know. Okay, you can add properties from here also. Okay, but instead of doing this, okay, you can add it after creation of the object. Okay, I'm going to finish it up. Once it gets created, it gets created under the item. Okay, you'll get it, this custom C indicates that on down bottom it's a custom object only. Okay, I'm going to save it. This is what only they created. Okay, you can create, okay, you can relate these things. Okay, this is the workshop. They created only one thing, the workshop part only. After that they finish it up. Okay, and deploy the changes on the reach client actually. Okay, the menu, and they deployed this on a hot deployment. Okay, so instead of this deployment, after creation of properties, we'll try this deployment after creation of properties. Okay, if we wait for this deployment, only one object they created and they tested it with the team center environment. Okay, so I'm going to skip this part. Okay, after property we'll try, but they deployed hot deployment only. Okay, hot deployment will not required. Okay, we'll do with the cold deployment. Okay, so basically when you are working with the client location, hot deployment you guys know more that we are using. Okay, so you must need a good understanding of a cold deployment. So cold deployment they're not explaining this workshop. Okay, as compared to the hot deployment, cold deployment is difficult. Okay, but probably we are prepared for this cold deployment only. Okay, so this part will skip, and verification also will skip. Okay, after deployment verified these things. Okay, whether that particular object gets created or not. Okay, so workshop 4, create a custom property. We'll take it this workshop 4, and after that, now in workshop 4 we are adding some properties on this workshop part. Okay, where we are adding on the item. Okay, and which property we are adding? We are adding the persistent property, guys. Okay, so they given it here, property name also, add the following persistent properties with the different attribute type. Correct. So two properties there. Now supplier property, we need to add it on a item, that is workshop part we created. Sorry, I'm going to open it here, this particular workshop part. Correct. Simultaneously I'm going to open this workshop part revision also. Now add property, it's not a big deal. Directly start property, adding the property. Which property we required? We need to add workshop 5. A5 supplier. A5 supplier. I'm selecting this persistent. Okay, this is the persistent only. A5 supplier. Correct. So it will come up with the display name supplier. Okay, but they require this display name as supplier. No, S is the capital only. So I'll change this with the S. Now attribute type. What they choose here? Choose long string. Okay. After deployment, we'll see the result. Okay, long string I'm selecting. Once I selecting a long string, all other options get hide. Okay, now what they choose here, long string. Okay, they're telling that enable it for a use actually, but by default it's a true only, guys. Okay, we can see in a property constants. Okay, once I created, okay, anything required, show property during save as, show this property. Okay, it's fine only. I'm going to select next and I'm going to finish it up. Once created this property on item, you can select this property in property constant enable. Okay, so by default it's a true only. Okay, if you don't want to use this property later on, then you can make it as a false. Okay, then this property will no more in use. But instead of do these things, you have other option also, remove this property from a style sheets. Okay, then it will not get reflected on the client. Okay, but if you remove this property on a style sheet, then also it will get visible in the property box. Okay, right click, if you right click on the business object and view property is there, there it will be there. Okay, so confuse a clients gets confused, user gets confused. Instead of do this, if you don't want to use this, you make it as a false. Okay, so by default it gets true only. So they explain same things here also. I'm not going to do this false. Okay, I already by default it's enabled, so I'll keep it enabled only there. So we'll create one more property with the A5 supplier code. All these properties gets created on the item only, correct? Workshop part only. Okay, so A5 safety code we are creating here. Adding property, so that is also persistent one, safety code. So I'm not going to explain you the property behavior, guys. Okay, property behavior, I think you guys already aware about these things, correct? Safety code, correct? It's an integer only. Now we are defining an integer this time. It's a data type, attribute type. It's a data type only we are selecting. Okay, now fine, I'm going to finish it up. Then two properties gets created. A5 safety code, A5 supplier. Now if anything is there, again I think they added enable this property for use in the client user interface using an enable property option constants. Okay, why it is required? By default at the time of creation it's a true only. If you don't want to use, then you can make it as a false. Okay, currently we want this to, it's a true only. Okay, here also you'll get the true scenario, enabling true option is there, correct? Fine. Now select workshop part revision. On a revision also we are going to add some properties, that is also a persistent properties is there. Thing is that only we are changing attribute type. Okay, so here A5 weight we are adding on the revision, workshop part revision properties. Persistent only, and on revision we have a three properties, correct? A5 weight, if I wait for a display name, I'll keep first caps only. Double data type, it's a double only. Correct. Finish. Correct. Adding one more property with the material code. Persistent. M capital. I'll make it as a M capital, C capital, because it's a display name only, and I'll make it as a string only. But string, they're not defining a string length. So material code, I'm defining a 32 here. I'm going to finish it up. Correct. One more property, material description. It's a long string only. Add property. All of these are the persistent properties only. Correct. Material description. I'll make it as a capital D capital material description. This is for a long string. Okay. Long string. Okay. Done. Correct. Material description long string. Show this property during the creation of the business object. That is enabled only for every object or every property. Sorry. Okay. I'm going to finish it up. Good. So we created 5 properties on the same object, not on the same object. On workshop part we created 2. On workshop part revision we created 3. Later on what they created here, enable it. Okay, so enable, it's done only. Okay, we enabled it at the time of creation, we enabled. Okay, so same thing they repeated here. Okay, deploy the changes on the reach client. Okay, now let's try to deploy it. Okay, so we are using a cold deployment for this one. Okay, so okay, I'm going to save this configuration first. Okay, so cold deployment, we'll do the cold deployment. Okay, so I'll take 10-15 minutes extra, or okay, I'll take the 15 minutes only. Okay, so cold deployment, we'll start with the cold deployment, guys. Okay, for the cold deployment you must need to create a package for this one, guys. Okay, so BMID generate software package option is there. So here I'm generating the software package for this one. In this location I'm going to finish it up. Once it gets created, it gets created in the same location in output directory Minix 64 packaging full update packages gets created. Now we'll try to deploy this package. Okay, now I'm going to minimize this BMID, minimize this one. So how to deploy cold deployment? Cold deployment, it is fine. First time I'll deploy with the cold deployment, next time we'll try to deploy it on hot deployment. Okay, to deploy package you must need Teamcenter environment manager. Need to open the Teamcenter environment manager. Environment manager is there. Right click on this environment manager. Okay, and run as administrator. Okay, so location of this Teamcenter environment manager, open file, temp.bat file is there in install directory. This file we required. Okay, run as administrator. Yes, because deployment will take 1 hour, so at least we'll take break of 1 hour, then we'll try next activity. Configuration manager, I think earlier also we did the same activity. I'm not going to explain each point here for deployment. Okay, perform maintenance on existing. Next, so this is the configuration we have. Currently we don't have this workshop project. I'm selecting a next. So before going to deploy, you must need to add the template. I'm selecting a BMID template from here. Okay, So here you need to add one template. Okay, whatever you created, I'm going to add it. You need to browse it from here, that template path. Okay, the feature file we have. So I think team contribution feature, this file we required, correct? So it will go and add it here directly. See, quite popping the error. Let's see. Okay, it gets added workshop A5 workshop part. Now I'm going to select next and start. Within a second it will add. Okay, so it added. Now I want to enable this feature, means this feature file. So how to enable it? Need to run the Teamcenter environment manager on it again, run as administrator. Next, configuration manager. Perform maintenance on existing. Okay, so here you need to add remove feature. Select first time you need to select the add remove feature, and next time you need to select Teamcenter Foundation. Here workshop, I will type workshop here. Feature we already added, correct? It must be enable it here. I enabled it. Select next. One or more of the selected feature required, that all. It's a warning only, not an error. It's saying that your FSC must be start in this case. Okay, so our FSC, I'll check status of the FSC. Teamcenter FSC service. Okay, it's a running only, correct? Fine. It's asking for the Teamcenter administrative user password info DP. Select next. Okay, so template gets added, database template summary, workshop template is there. Okay, now if I going to start, then it will start a deployment. Okay, let's start it, guys. Okay, it will take more than 45 minutes. Okay, as you know, this is hot deployment. Sorry, this is cold deployment. So I'll start it. Once finish, we'll start with the next workshops. Okay, so we'll take a break of 1 hour. So we'll be back on 2:15, correct? Is done, Ramesh. Okay, now we'll see the results. Okay, then we'll start with the workshop 5 with the display custom property in a client user interface. It's a part of a style sheet configuration. Okay, so here we need to modify 3 style sheets. Oh, okay, for that style sheet modification is there. We are creating a new style sheet for this workshop part. Okay, so here they given original style sheets and save as to. Okay, so item style sheet is already available in Team Center database that we are saving as a workshop part with this name only. Okay, you can keep any name, but here as per the document and as per their suggestion, we'll save as this item to the A5 workshop part. Okay, item revision we'll make it as a, we'll save it as a A5 workshop part revision. In item summary we'll save as a A5 workshop part summary, and base item revision summary one they given A5 workshop part revision summary. Okay, this is for a item revision summary style sheet. Yeah, okay, we'll also save it in a new step only, and later on we'll configure these style sheets. Okay, by adding a custom properties. Okay, whatever the properties newly we created, that we are going to add it. Okay, so there is a two ways for adding these attributes, adding this property. You can add in a viewer tabs also. Instead of this, you can download it in local machine and you can modify it and import it again. Okay, so let me open the Teamcenter first. Okay, so they given the process and all that here. Okay, so if you want the immediate configuration, then you can use the viewer command. Okay, same thing is there. In AWC they given XRD editor for the style sheet edit. Okay, in active workspace newly versions. Okay, so this total workshop is for a style sheet configuration. Okay, so later on our results will get displayed here. Okay, so yeah. Okay, so let will configure it here. Okay, so let's wait for the login, Teamcenter login. This all activity we already performed at the time of training. Same activity we are performing here with a single shot and single one by one, step by steps. Okay, so first we'll check that custom business object gets created or not, it gets configured or not. I'll click it on home folder directly. Once I click here on home folder, my Teamcenter module will automatically open. Now from here, file, new item, workshop, correct, workshop part gets created, configured. Yes, safety code is there, supplier is there. So supplier, we have a long string, so it will look like the description, correct. You can add a multiple suppliers, so there is no limit restrictions for this one. Supplier code we have will provided, I think
Integer.
Integer. Supplier we provided a long string and safety code we provided an integer, correct? Okay, so fine. So this is the attribute types. So that is gets reflected here. Once I created, suppose for example temporary one temp part I created. If I going to finish it, thing is that it gets created, okay, but in summary tab the properties will not get reflected. Okay, so what are the properties there? Supplier code, safety code, that property here it is not get reflected. So for that you need to create new style sheets, okay, by taking a reference of existing one. Okay, so for that I'm going to search style sheet, item style sheet here, and I'll make it as save as with the A5 workshop part. Okay, you can give any name at the time of a save as. So search option is there, you need to click it on here. So generating cache it will take time, that's why its system's very slow only. See, BMID what will happen every time you will get a 100% result. It's not like that, okay. There is a lot of failure in BMID, okay. Understand the things. I'm selecting a general here, okay. General query. So here I'll get a general query. So I want a XML rendering style sheet. I want to type XML rendering style sheets is there, okay. So I'm selecting XML rendering style sheets and I'll want a item star. Okay, I'm going to search here. So only item XML rendering style sheet you get displayed here. Okay, now which style sheet we required? Here I need a four style sheets. Okay, item revision, item summary, and base revision summary. Okay, now I have item. I'll click this on item. File, save as option is there. You can make it as a save as. Okay, now give a name with your custom business object name. A5 workshop part. Copy, finish. So it will save as in a new stuff folder. Okay, again I have a item summary is there, item revision is there. So I'll select this item revision, file, save as, then I'll provide a name of a workshop part revision. Finish. Then I require item summary also. I'm selecting item summary, file, save as, A5 workshop part summary. Okay, finish. Okay, then I'll need one more item revision summary. Okay, so item revision summary instead of base item summary, item revision summary is also fine. Yeah, item revision summary is there, same like that actually. Workshop part revision summary, item revision summary, file, save as. Fine, finish. I'm going to close this one. This one is also not required. Now let's see, in new stuff folder you'll get these things, correct? Okay, you can select this one, and if you open view option, viewer, you can modify it from here also. Okay, this particular style sheet yet not registered. Okay, you need to register it first. Okay, so I'm registering this workshop part for a item. Okay, second. Okay, workshop part revision. One more you need to download, I think, instead of this workshop part. Okay, so workshop, we'll start with the workshop part summary. Okay, workshop part revision. Workshop part summary is there. Okay, workshop part summary, I'm going to register this particular by selecting the object workshop, workshop part, selecting it for a summary and apply. Then I'm selecting workshop part summary, revision summary, workshop part revision and revision summary, apply. Now here in summary tab I want to display the properties. Okay, so here same thing is there, but here bit difficult to configure it here. Okay, so section first is there. See, this is the section to section scene. Okay, separator is there. I'll do one thing, I'll copy this separator. Okay, I'll copy all these things. Okay, control C, and I'll paste it here again, control V. But we have only two properties, correct? So I'll remove this one. Summary, actually which property we added? Okay, separator. Okay, apply. Let's see. Yeah, supplier safety code, it gets added here. Now we added three other properties on a item revision summary. Same thing I'll do. This time I'll open a workshop part revision summary in viewer. Okay, so here I'll do one thing. I'll copy this whole things and I'll add it here. Okay, only I'm removing these things. Huh? Is it audible, you guys?
Yes, Prasanth, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
We already did this thing. That's why I'm not repeating. But when you are doing this style sheet configuration, you must be concentrate on the things. Okay, some space and all that. If it is missed out, then later on the configuration it's a bit difficult. Okay, so already I have a three properties I did on a revision. Third one it's a material description. Correct. Done. Now I'm going to apply it and we'll see the results. Done. Now let's see the results. Yeah, weight, material code and material description, it gets added. Correct. Fine. Clear. All. This
Yes.
way you need to modify it. Okay, so what I did actually, existing style sheet I'll keep there as it is, and we'll create a new style sheet directly for a new custom business object. Okay, correct. And I'll keep it here only under the new stuff folder. Fine. So this way you can try this workshop 5. Okay, it's very simple one, but you guys, if you are concentrating on what activity you are performing, then it will be successfully completed, or else it's very complicated to fix the issue if you have any concern with the style sheets and all that. Okay, so understand the things, same activity I did but with the full focus only. Okay, cursor, mouse and all that you need to understand it, or else I'll tell you the simple way. Okay, instead, but that is a lengthy process only. You can download it, these style sheets. Okay, after that in local. Okay, you modify it in local and then import it as per the dataset import. Okay, so that is the thing only. So try this workshop 5 from your end, style sheet modification. Okay, and save all these things now. Yeah. Okay, so same thing is there. We also got this workshop part and all that. Material code and material description we're getting or not. I'll try to create new one again. Okay, next. Yeah, material code, material description. Okay, weight and all that we'll get. Okay, finish. Fine. As per the workshop, we got all these things correct. Now, next thing. So this is for this workshop basically is for configuration. Okay, configure the custom properties on the user interface. Let's check. Okay, now create a list of values. Workshop 6, create a list of values. Okay, so first I'll explain you all these things and then we can directly start. Okay, so perform the list of values and attach a list of values to the particular properties by using extensions. Okay, so here they created a fi safety code, one list of value, classical value, and they added, okay, safety code. Okay, safety code, they given the values description. After creation of the safety code, they attached this LOV to the safety code property. Okay, so this activity they perform. Later on, next time they created a cascading list of values. Okay, for that first they created A5 West Coast supplier list of value. Okay, inside that they added a values, two values. Then they created one more East Coast suppliers list. They added values. Then they created a A5 supplier, one value East and West, and they attached a cascading LOVs. For East they attached a A5 East Coast supplier, and for West they attached a A5 West Coast suppliers. Okay, and after that they deployed it and see they check the results, all this one. Okay, so this we will finish it up, not an issue. Fine, and after that we'll move ahead with the workshop 7. Okay, it's very important again. Now I'll minimize this one. Come to the point. Workshop. Okay, so first, how to create a classic LOV, that you guys already know. Okay, so in extension you will have a option list of value LOV. Here inside that you need to select the classic LOV, right click on this one, add new classic LOV. Correct. Here you need to define the which LOV you want to create. I want to create a A5 supplier code. Okay, so I'll copy from here and I'll paste it here directly. So as per the document, they given the values for this one: 1 to 1 to 35 40. Okay, meet safety standards. For first, add value first, 1 1 for meet safety standards. Finish. Oh, sorry. 2 for does not meet safety standards. $35 and 40. That is the standard values only, guys. Okay, apply. Okay, it's done only. I'm keeping existing only as per this workshop. Okay, now we'll save this one. Finish. It gets created. Okay, so again, this safety code, we are going to attach this to the property. So I already have a custom business object workshop part. Safety code property we already added. Okay, for this property I'm attaching a LOV. LOV attaches LOV browse custom. It's not loading.
Save. Need to
Yes, I need to save this first. Okay, okay. This case, you have an option actually here. One, reload the data model. Okay, I'm going to reload it.
This reloading data model is similar to refreshing a window in workflow history.
Yes, yes, yes. Okay, workshop A5 workshop part. Properties, supplier code, attach LOV, add A5. Hmm, 1 second. Play. Apply and finish. Cancel.
The
Correct?
issue is because of integer we have selected, that is the issue.
Yes, correct, correct, correct.
Instead of that, we could have selected string, it would have accepted both numbers and letters. No?
Yes, yes, yes. If we select that particular property, if we selected a string, then it will be acceptable.
Okay.
Okay. Now for a safety code, I'm going to attach that LOV. This time you will get this underscore LOV. Correct. I'm going to finish it up. Okay. Save this configuration. Done. Now again, this is done. Okay. For safety code. Again, after deployment, we'll get a result for this one. Okay. Now cascading they given. Okay. So for cascading, we have a east and west. value east and west. Okay, so we'll create a fi supplier first. New LOV supplier east and west, string LOVs only this time. First value is east and second one is the west. Finish. For supplier it's a string, long string only, so it is acceptable. Okay, so we are attaching this supplier to this supplier, but for this again we need to add some cascadings. Okay, view, correct. So first I'm creating a fi east code. Okay, west supplier code. Okay, this one I'm creating. Value and value display name supplier 1, supplier 1, fine, supplier 2, fine, cancel it, finish it. Okay, creating a new for east coast supplier, east coast supplier, supplier 3, supplier 4, supplier 3, supplier 4, correct, cancel it, finish it. Okay, now these suppliers I'm attaching this cascading to. Okay, I'm going to open this supplier now. If I select show cascading view, if I select east, add sub below. For east I'm going to attach east only. Okay, for west, finish. For west I'm going to attach a sub below west supplier course. Okay, fine, finish, done. Now I'm going to save this one, but we yet not attach this supplier to the particular supplier property. I'm selecting supplier, LOV attaches, add, and supplier, done, finish, done, save, save. This is what they given here. After that, after deployment, we'll get this type of result. Okay, for a safety code you'll get this type of things, and for supplier you'll get this type of things. Okay, so now we'll do one thing. I'm going to save it. So before going to start these rules, okay, before going to start this add naming rule, we'll try one hot deployment now. Is it fine for you guys?
Yes.
Yeah, hot deployment will not take more time actually. It's a 10-15 minutes only. Then for every rules we'll try to deploy it and test the things. Okay, because currently we are in flow with the LOVs only. So immediate if we see the results, then you can easily get all these things. Okay, now I'm going to save this one. I'm going to close this Teamcenter now. Okay, Okay, so hot deployment. Okay, so I'm going to close all these things. No need to generate a package and all that for hot deployment. You can directly deploy.
Better to
BMID.
take a backup now before starting.
Sorry.
Is it better to take a backup before starting?
Correct. Backup is required actually. Okay, but yeah, for this actually testing environment, I'm not taking. But from your end, you need to take a backup. Okay, correct. So deploy template, you can directly deploy from here. Okay, so here we already configured a profile, server profile. So it's asking for a password, user ID, and password. Let's see whether it is connecting or not. So in hot deployment, we are skipping these steps: generate client cache and generate server cache actually. So performance will be slow after hot deployment. Not an issue. We are no more using this particular machine later on. So, but for understanding purpose, you must need to know all these things. But for testing purpose, hot deployment is okay only, because why we wait for 1 hour, more than 1 hour it will take cold deployment. Depends on the speed of your computer. Okay, so it gets connected, I think. Okay, so this time, yeah, finish. If I click on this finish, okay, then it will start directly deployment. Okay, so it will take up 15 minutes, guys. I'll keep this screen as it is. Okay, so once done, we'll again continue with these things. Okay, okay, so hot deployment is done. So you'll get a view logs file. Okay, if you click OK, that is final. So it's successfully done actually. Or you can check the log file in case something goes wrong. And in console window, you'll get a results for this one. Okay, so whatever the last activity you performed, that is the thing only they explained here in the workshop. Correct. At first time, if you see hot deployment, actually that part I skipped first time, and I'll come back here. Okay, after deployment, in console tab, you'll get the results, latest results and all that. Okay, after that you need to clean the port. Okay, how to clean the portal, that I'm going to tell you now. Let's say I'm going to minimize this one and we'll start the Teamcenter. Okay, before going to start the Teamcenter, you must need to clean this portal.bat file. Okay, how to clean this? It's not mandatory actually. Open the command prompt portal and give a command hyphen clean only. So it will clean all these things, correct, and it will start. So after hot deployment, your rich client performance will slow. Why? Because in backend the cache will not be generated at the time of a hot deployment. So the people on a client location, they are avoiding this hot deployment. Actually, they are going through the cold deployment only. Okay. The client cache is empty. The rich client is logged. The skip client cache mode. If you wish to improve rich client performance, see your administrator about generating the client cache. Later on also you can generate it, but this time we'll skip. Okay, because no more client is connected to this environment. Okay, that is the thing only. We are the only working on the same. Okay, so this time we are going to check the results of LOVs, correct? file, new item. Workshop part. Safety code, it's not, why it's not reflecting. Okay, hello.
Yes.
Yeah, yes.
Yeah, so we added a safety codes 1 to 35 40, and we have a supplier east, west, east, supplier 3, supplier 4, west, supplier 1, supplier 2. Fine, create it. Let's check. Create it. Hmm. Fine. Later on, if you want to modify, check out it. I'll check. See, here is also it is available in this way. Correct. Done. So you can create multiple of LOBs with by using these methods. Okay, now moving ahead, workshop number 7. Correct. Till it is clear, all of you guys. We're not skipping anything. Huh?
Yes. Yes.
We are here only 6th. I think we completed 6th. Create the list of values. Now workshop number 7 is okay. Workshop number 7 is for add a naming rule. Correct. So object we already created. We are providing a naming rule pattern for this one. Okay. So what they given here? They given a naming rule pattern. Okay. Part AA. Okay. So in double inverted, it's a fixed value only. In double inverted, whatever it is there, that is fixed only. And we are generating a counter for this one. Correct. Now let's create. Okay. We are adding a one naming rule for this one. Okay. So I have a BMID. I'm creating one rule, naming rule. Okay, where will rules option will have a, sorry, in rules we have a naming rule. Okay, here I'm creating a new naming rule. Add a new naming rule. Okay, with the name A5 workshop part naming rule. Correct. And for that I'm defining a counter here. Add is there. So pattern we are defining it here. Okay. So the pattern is like that only. So I'm copying it. So what is the meaning of this? Whatever it is there in a double inverted, okay, that is fixed one only. Part hyphen, okay, part hyphen, it's a in double inverted, okay. After that AA is varies, okay. Then we have a pattern hyphen is in again double inverted, n, it's a counter only, correct. So generating a counter option, I'm going to click it, generate counter. So initially what is the value? So initially I have a pattern. We are going to start with this number. First object gets created with this one, and last objects automatically get created with this one. Correct. Okay, steps, one step. Every time it's creating with the step one only. I'm going to finish it up. Now only we created this naming rule. Now we are attaching this naming rule. Okay, so where we are going to attach to workshop part, we have a item underscore id is there, one object property is there. Okay, item underscore id. If I select this one and attach naming rule attaches here, I am adding this particular rule. Correct. Once done, finish it. I'm going to save this one. Correct. Fine, done. Naming rule we are attaching in this way only. So this is what they mentioned here. Later on, once deployed, you'll get this type of results. Once your data model is get deployed, then you can see you'll get this type of results. Okay, so now workshop number 8. Okay, I'll complete this workshop number 8 also. Okay, naming rule any. Okay, so basically currently there is no restriction for this workshop form. Okay, once you created, once you deployed, you can attach a multiple forms to the revision. Okay, but the requirement is that you can attach only one manufacturing workshop manufacturing for the one revision. So for that we are creating one relationship rule. We call it as the GRM relation. Okay, so here they given the whole the process to create it. So in this case we have a primary object, it's a workshop part revision. Okay, because we are attaching to the workshop part revision. Okay, what is the secondary object? Secondary object, we have a workshop manufacturing form. Just now we created that. That is the secondary object only. Okay, now which relation you are using to attach that form to the revision? That is the IMS specification. Okay, so this is the relations, and condition is a true only. So primary cardinality, secondary cardinality, we need to set it. Okay, now here I am going to open workshop part. Sorry, A5 workshop part. Okay, sorry, we required a workshop part revision actually. Okay, so here I'm selecting a workshop part revision. I'm going to close this one. Here we have a GRM rule is there. Now, what is the primary object? We have a workshop part revision that is already set. What is your secondary object? Yes, workshop manufacturing form. That is our secondary object. Correct. What is the relation you want to paste? What is the relation you want to use to paste that particular object? That is the IMS specification. Here they clearly mention all these things. IMS specification. Okay, I'm selecting IMS specification relation. And condition, it's true only. for all. Okay, now you'll get this type of results at the end. Now here you need to set the you need to add the cardinality for this one. Okay, if you add on this one, okay, then what is your secondary object? You need to set a workshop manufacturing form relation object IMS specification. 5 we are selecting IMS specification. We are pasting this object to the in item revision with this relation only. So I'm selecting this condition true. Cardinality here I'm going to set 1. Primary cardinality 1. Secondary cardinality also I'm selecting 1, and I'll keep this as it is. Okay, I'm going to finish it. Okay, so you'll get this type of structure. Correct. Once it is done, then you will get this type of GRM rule conditions. Okay, now we'll do one thing. I'm going to save it and we'll check. I think they added one. Okay, add deep copy. Okay, display rule, deep copy rule, and compound property will see in the next deployment. Okay, fine. Now again I'm going to start the deployment. Okay, let's see. Okay, I'm going to start this deployment. Here BMIDE deploy template. Okay, 10 minutes is enough to deploy the existing data model, guys. Not an issue. Okay, connect. Okay, once I click on this finish, deployment will get started. Okay, so deployment is done. I'm going to minimize this BMID. Let's see. Okay. Okay, what we configured? Form we created. We created naming rule. Okay. After that, we created one form. Then we added some relation to the form. Okay, three things we configured now. Okay, first we'll check. Yeah. So ID you can assign or else it will automatically created. Okay, so name I'm providing a temporary. Again, I'm going to finish it up. Okay, let's see which ID it gets created. Okay, I'm going to close this one. Part AA000. Next time it will created part AA0001. Okay, now we create one form, item form, workshop manufacturing form, correct? um, oh, we selected item, so that's why form it's not there. We need to select a form only. Wait, still it's loading only. See, workshop manufacturing form. Next. What happened? File new form. Oh, okay. Workshop manufacturing form. We added two properties also on this one. Huh? Okay. At MFG form. I'm going to finish it up. What happened? We created that form now. Okay, this form. And yeah, you can create under the item revision also. Same thing. File new form. Workshop manufacturing form. Next form. Finish. It gets attached with the IM specification rule. Okay, you can see it here. Okay, now if you try to create another, then it will not get created. It will create, but it will not allow you to paste, I think. See, no additional object type workshop man can be attached to the relation specification. Okay, because we attached a GRM rule. Correct? Clear? All of you guys. Even you cannot paste also. Clear? All of you?
Yeah, yeah.
Yes. Okay. So now moving ahead with the deep copy rule. Okay. So deep copy rule we are using for a revise and save as operation. Okay. So what they given here for a deep copy? We first understand the things here. Okay, deep copy rule. They created a deep copy rule for a workshop part revision for an object workshop manufacturing form. So for workshop manufacturing form, they selected a copy as object. Okay. So we have a three options: copy as an object, copy as a reference, and no copy. Okay. So now here for all these three they created all these three means for workshop manufacturing part they created a copy as object. For Excel they created a no copy. For Word they created a copy as a reference. Okay. So instead of this Excel we'll use a PDF, and instead of this Word we use a notepad. Okay, and let's create. Okay, because we don't have that tool right now. So here we have a item revision, workshop part revision. Here we have a deep copy rule. Here I'm adding one more deep copy rule for a revise operation. With a relation. Which relation? I mean specification relation. Correct? I mean specification. Specification. So attached a business object. It's a workshop manufacturing part. Sorry. A5 workshop manufacturing form. So for that I'm selecting a copy as a object. Okay, copy as a object. I'm going to apply it. Correct. Next I'm creating one more for a revise operation. It gets created. For a revise operation with the relation specification or object PDF, it's true, no copy. Finish. I'll create one more for a relation for operation type revise IMAN specification. Here I'm selecting a text text and I'll use copy as a reference only. Correct. Finish. Now we'll get the same structure here also, but instead of this actually we use PDF and text. Okay, instead of these other tools. Okay, now I'm going to save this. Once deployed we'll get the result. Okay, so that is what we added, deep copy rule. And after that I think there is a display rule they mentioned or not, I don't know. Yeah, display rule is there. Okay, adding a display rule. Okay, what they mentioned here in the display rule, display to hide the objects only. Add a business object display rule. It's a simple one only guys. Okay, but currently we have only one user, I think. Okay, in Teamcenter we have only one user. InfoDB only one user, is a fresh environment only. So it's a simple one only. You can hide a business object for a particular user. Okay, you can create it, these things in your machine. It's a simple one display rule, and add this display rule for the particular roles. Okay, so I'll do one thing. I'll add display rule for two objects, one company and all that, for InfoDB user. Okay. Okay. We have a company business object is there. Okay. So company business object I'm going to open. Display rule option is there. Here I'm selecting a accessor name. Okay, accessor name. Here I'm selecting DBA. Okay, I set group directly. So the member who is in DBA group, it will not be accessible. Okay, workshop company. Currently you can create it. For example, file new item company, you can search it also and you can create it also. Okay, I hide that object only through this display rule. Okay, I'm going to save it. Now at the end, this is the display rule. Okay, so for each and every object you need to do at the same repeated activity guys. Correct. Deploy will do at the end only. Now at the end we have remaining the compound property. Add a compound property. Fine. So what they did here, okay, we already have a workshop part. On that we have a A5 safety code property is there, and supplier code A5 supplier property is already there. Okay. Now they created two properties, A5 material code and A5 material description. Okay. Material code, one second. Okay, we already created guys. We already created. Okay, so A5 supplier compound property. We are compounding that supplier property here. Okay, so we have a part revision. I'm adding one property, compound property. Next, call it as a A5. Okay, supplier compound. Okay, but display name I'll keep as it is only, yeah, supplier only for both. Okay, but I'm adding this supplier compound property here also. Did the same thing. Okay, display name, supplier ID of the part, supplier of the part. Okay, now you need to add the segments for this one. Okay, for a traverse path. So here you need to add a first segment with the relation item tag, item tag. Then next, here you need to add the object finish, and final segment you need to add a, we have a property called it as a A5 supplier, correct? A5, A5 supplier. Why it is not visible? Okay, A5 supplier is there. Then I'm going to finish it up. Once I save this one, whatever the value you filled supplier value, that will get reflected on the revision directly. Done. Now I'm going to deploy this change, deploy this configuration, and we'll see the results. Okay, so let's check the results. So what we configured: display rule, compound property, and div copy rule. Done. Okay, so basically we are working here in a DBA group right now. I'll try to create a company business object now. 1 second, it's loading only. Item, and in item I'm selecting a company, but company will not be visible because I applied the display rule on the company object, correct? COM. Okay, company it's not available now because we applied a deep copy display rule for this company, correct? So you can hide in this way actually display. Now we have a workshop part. So currently we have a form which is already there. Now I'm attaching one more data set with the PDF. Okay, so here I'm selecting PDF. Okay, now I'm adding a text one more. Correct. Let's see. Now I'm going to revise it. File revise. Next. So here it automatically applied these things. Okay, so for this particular text, it applied copy as a reference. Apply no copy for PDF form, copy as object, and finish. So for PDF, no copy. Next revision, it will not come. Correct? Done. Okay, so we added one more property, that is if I compound property on the revision, you need to add that property, okay, in a style sheet, then only it gets reflected. I'm just copying this one. Here in Teamcenter we have a F5 workshop part revision summary is there. Viewer tab, then apply. Now let's see, let's try to create one workshop part new. Compound property, providing a name only just for understanding. Supplier code, I'm selecting a supplier 2. Okay, and I'm going to finish it up. So supplier 2 value will get displayed on the item revision also. Let's see. See, so here on item it's a supplier, it's supplier 2, An item revision also, it's a supplier to. Correct? We compounded that value directly. Getting done. So it's all about a BMID workshop. Okay. So you guys explore all these things. Okay. Later on, come up with some issues and all that. Okay. I'll definitely help you out. Okay. Okay, guys. If you have any doubt, you can ask me.